These guys, to me, are jerks. What am I saying? Jerks. You're a jerk.
Joe. All right. Sorry about that. Hang on. I got to show you this. I have this liquor cabinet in my room. Old Mac Pro. That's phenomenal. Yeah.
Is that like a shot machine?
No, it's just there's just some booze in there.
It just hides it from the kids.
Oh, put it backwards. Just hides the booze.
Hey, what's that skateboarding deck? What's on that? Looks like
Barack Obama.
Is that Barack? It looks like Mark Twain.
Hang on.
Oh, it is Barack. It's almost like a paint by numbers Barack Obama.
No.
Where'd you get that?
My wife gave it to me, I think, for my birthday.
Oh, that's a nice little birthday gift.
Right. So cool.
All right. So I gave you an out to try and stop podcasting. I was like, this is your out, but you're too nice of a guy. You didn't take it.
It's not nice. This is such a good time hanging out with you, man.
Hey, I have something that I need to ask you.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to get into the real stories.
Okay, because I want to ask you I need you to regurgitate some stories because you are by far the best storyteller I know.
All right. I'm going to ask you one, and then you can ask me any as well. I'm going to ask you, what's the worst that you've ever been hit in the nuts? Because, I'm locked and loaded. I can tell you mine.
Okay. I can't recall any time being the worst. Like, there's those times when you just can't breathe. You're like on the floor, doubled up.
Yeah.
I got stung by a bee on the nuts once.
How did that happen? That's bananas.
It was this.
How old were you?
I was like 6 or 7. So it was like the 70s, and everybody wore the short shorts, and it was at soccer practice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
were you wearing Umbros?
Yes. But all of a sudden, I was just like, as you can imagine, getting stung by a bee on the nuts. Just like, how surprising is that? What kind of shock would you feel? Just like, why is this the worst pain ever? My nuts.
Yeah.
I'm 7, just screaming and clutching my nuts.
It's the worst pain, the venom, as it just goes through. As it goes through the main line.
What was worse is I'm like screaming, grabbing my nuts. Soccer coach runs over, all the other kids. What happened? Oh, I think I got stung by a bee. Pulls my pants down.
What?
To look at it. We have girls on our soccer team, like girls that were in my school and class. It's like, there's one school. I lived in a small town. Dude, like, licks his finger, gets spit on it, and like rubs it on the spot.
Reese, you were sexually assaulted. You're a survivor.
In front of like 10 other kids I went to school with, like 2 girls.
You can legitimately hashtag me too. You can do that.
No, I will.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking you right in the eyes right now. I'm looking at you dead in your eyes right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're a survivor, and your past doesn't make you who you are today.
I needed to hear. Needed that, Joey.
Reese, don't avert your gaze. Look at me, buddy. I'm talking to you. Don't avert your gaze. I'm talking to you. Your past does not define you.
Oh.
How many goals does he score that year?
None. They put me, like, you put the good people, you got 3 people in the forward, you got a center, 2 forwards, and then you have
about a midfielder.
You got a goalie. Well, I don't think we had midfielders.
You didn't put
I think And I don't think they had that yet. Like that came up out in the 80s.
Under 10 soccer, you have a midfielder. What about sweeper?
Yeah, we didn't have sweeper either. We just had the regular positions. It was like regular soccer. So I was like one of the guys that flanked the goalie as a defense.
Flanked the goalie? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Reese, you're kind of the guy. I played soccer for 25 years. I've never heard the term I flank the goalie.
Defense, is it called defense?
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's what I was. And they were just like, we got a decent enough goalie. Put that guy over there that dances all the time and does.
Hey, and the guy over there, the guy over there whose knuckles are dragging on the ground. Put him at sweeper.
Put him over there. Hey, Roper, just don't touch the ball.
Don't do it.
Stop.
Don't do it.
That's what I did. And I was like,
but let me check it.
Hey,
but let me check and make sure how that bee sting is doing.
Yeah. Big, right. Went
Just
right up to
my
my
van. Hey, just get in my van and let me check it. It's not funny. Shouldn't joke. The worst junk situation ever. I am in Florida. I am in at the time, my first wife who I was married to, I am at her grandparents' cottage place in Florida.
Yeah.
And my oldest, who's now 16, was maybe a year, 2 years old, maybe a little bit older. But she was definitely under the age of 3. And my ex-wife had got out of bed and taken Ella and put her in the bed with me. So I'm sleeping. Ella is asleep in the bed next to me, and we're just out. Like we're out. We're sleeping. I don't
like where this is going.
You shouldn't. At some point, as dawn is breaking, and my ex-wife is drinking a cup of coffee in the kitchen or whatever, my oldest, who again at the time is probably 3, decides in her sleep to kick her leg, similar to Adam Vinatieri, Pele, one of these guys, Cristiano Ronaldo. In her sleep as a 3-year-old, she kicks.
And you're dead asleep.
I'm dead asleep. I am out cold. There is no protecting anything. There's no you see it coming so you can brace for it. Imagine yourself sound asleep and someone comes up with all the force that they have. Now, mind you, this is a 3-year-old kicking. She kicked me so hard out of a sound sleep. Reese. The air is ejected from my lungs. I can hardly breathe. Out of a sound sleep, it's boom, I'm awake and I'm grabbing my junk. I am in extreme pain. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to come to, trying to figure out what's going on. All I know is I'm hurt.
Yes.
It kind of comes to me that, okay, this little cute little girl who's sleeping next to me just booted me in the junk. So mind you, we're in Florida. And that day we were going to go visit the happiest place on earth.
Yes.
Disney, the kingdom, right? What's that called? The animal kingdom, or what's it called? The Disney kingdom.
Uh-huh.
So the whole family, so now everybody's awake. I am a broken man.
Did you scream out or just like,
That's the exact sound that I made. So everybody's getting up, they're eating breakfast. While they're eating breakfast, I'm in the bathroom because my junk, like I feel like I have to pee, but I can't pee.
Oh my gosh.
My testicles are like every now and then, like I don't know what it's called. Like every now and then they're like violently like like you're looking at me right now on the camera. This is all I can do. Like every 15 minutes there would be this extreme pain and they would like violently, it felt like vibrate.
Oh my gosh.
And they were swelling at an unbelievable thing.
Oh my gosh.
So I told my ex-wife, wife at the time, her name was Leslie. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, Ella kicked me this morning.
She didn't know?
She didn't know. Because she was having coffee and having breakfast, whatever. I go, Ella kicked me square in the nuts, and I got an issue going on. Like this isn't like normal. It's not like when you're a kid and you get, a football hits you in the nuts or whatever. I was like, I got something going on. Did she want to hear it? Nope. We're going to Disney today. The Magic Kingdom. That's what it's called. Not Animal. The Magic Kingdom. She's like, we're going to the Magic Kingdom today.
The Animal Kingdom is different. That's in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't walk. Like, I'm now swollen. I've spent 40 minutes sitting on the toilet thinking I had to pee, but I couldn't pee. And it's just swelling. So the whole, I have to get dressed. I have to shower. And I have to go to the happiest place on earth after getting booted in the junk by a 3-year-old. I am at the place. I don't know if you've ever been to Disney. I don't know if you've ever been to Disney World. There's a ride where, what's it called? There's a ride where it's like you're on a hang glider. And so you go in and you sit in rows and you watch this giant screen, and it's like you're on a is a hang glider where it's like a kite with a bar that you hold on to?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what it is. It's this like 3D thing where you're sitting in this chair, but it makes you feel like you're hang gliding, and you go over like citrus orchards, and then it like sprays like the smell of orange and all these different things. So we're waiting in line, and I have like another spasm. That's what I was thinking. Not a vibrate, a spasm.
Spasm is the word.
Yeah. My testicles are spasming throughout the day.
Dude.
Now, as anybody knows, when you go to a fun park, 80% of your day is walking around. This is what I can't do.
No.
If I would have been like in a little like electric scooter, like a Rascal or a hover round, I may have been able to like salvage some of the day, but I'm walking around with 15 other people in my family, and my nuts like are pulsating and they're spasming like violently. And that was my Magic Kingdom. That's what I think of when I think of Disney. I think of that. How awful. That was the worst. That was the worst I'd ever been hit. I was just wondering.
How long did it last? Like the whole day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The whole day. We got back to the cottage at like 11 at night. Well, no, it would be later than that because we always stay for the fireworks and stuff like that and to see Tinkerbell go from the Magic Kingdom down. So I don't know. We probably got back at midnight, 1 a.m. When I woke up the next day, everything was okay. I didn't have any issues past that day, but that day was brutal.
Oh my gosh. Could you talk to your wife and just be like, don't put the kids in the bed ever again without my knowledge?
Yeah, but women don't get it. Like a female will never know the feeling of a dude, what happens when we get hit.
No.
I don't know where on the female body like that they can get hit that
They're ovaries.
maybe
That's where
pregnancy,
like
childbirth.
you can't like I don't want to say pregnancy. I don't want to say it's worse than childbirth because
I will.
no,
I experienced it. I
need to keep the peace over here.
with swollen testicles.
Oh,
Spasming. Like they were in a centrifuge or whatever. It was off, but it is what it is. So moving on from that.
next time.
Do you have to go? We've been doing at this for almost an hour 40. I don't want to take up any more of your time, man.
I don't care. We can hang out as long as you want. If you're just like, I gotta go, that's fine.
No, I don't. But I'm going to ask you that. I do know when we do finish, me and my girls are watching the next episode of WandaVision. Are you watching that?
Oh, bro, I just watched it. Yes.
So you watched the latest one.
Yes.
Okay, don't tell me. What do you think of
I will.
WandaVision thus far?
I am so in love with it. Like I love Marvel.
Yeah.
Love it. It's so awesome. It's so good. Like I feel like you watch the other Marvel shows. Did you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I absolutely love Marvel. I collect comic books. I collect graded comic books. I'm a buyer and seller of comic books. I love Marvel movies. I love certain DC movies, but the series
Wonder Woman,
nah.
the Christopher Nolan Batman. No, did you like the first Wonder Woman? Did you like it?
It was okay.
Agreed.
It was all right.
I think it was a little bit more. Shazam, did you like it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Everything DC, everything Detective Comics as it's known in my household. Now,
So let me tell you this, and then maybe you can get a better grasp of what I feel about DC Comics. My favorite DC character is Doomsday because he killed Superman.
okay.
So that explains DC Comics. Like, as far as an investment, I buy DC Comics. I pretty much only buy like key Batman comics because Batman's Batman and he's all right. I cannot stand any other DC nonsense. The fact that Watchmen is I love Watchmen. Absolutely love the Watchmen. So Vertigo being owned by DC, if you want to give me that, I'll give you that. But other than that, I can get into some Batman, I can get into some Red Hood. But other than that, I love my boy Doomsday for taking out Superman.
But truly, Batman wasn't good until Frank Miller. Like it was not until
Exactly.
it really humanized Batman. Like this is a guy, he's a billionaire, or at that time a millionaire. Like he can afford all this stuff, but he's psychotic. Like he's so like just driven by all these psychoses from PTSD from watching his folks get killed and all this stuff. That's interesting. But that's like almost every Marvel character. They're just real people, and all of a sudden they have power, but they have all the same weaknesses that they had before and maybe more.
I love that you say that.
It's interesting.
That's what I feel. I feel like growing up, I felt like DC was like DC characters. It was so like, hey, everyone, like these are the superheroes of your neighborhood. And there was Superman that had like no weakness. And then like there was Flash and Wonder Woman who had no weakness, and Green Lantern and all these people that I always thought to myself, like, how is there ever going to be a threat with these guys? And then you went to Marvel, and Marvel, the characters, I'm going to pull this in, whether this goes in a direction that you want to take it or not, but like, I almost felt like Marvel was almost like Christianity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Marvel was like Christianity. Like, there are these dirty, gross people that they have all these flaws, but just as in Christianity, like, you can have all these flaws, but when you find that hope and you find that peace and you find that focus, it's there. And so like in Marvel, you have all these dirty people with all these backstories and stuff, but then they have this power. And like that power that they have, that's what makes you, let's say Tony Stark, like you remember, I'm sure you remember like the whole Tony Stark thing, like when it came out that he was like an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So you have Tony Stark, who his superpower, like people don't get us wrong, his superpower isn't Iron Man. His superpower is amazing, like smarts. Like he's brilliant. That's his superpower. So you have this guy who's like has amazing brilliance, yet he's addicted to alcohol. Like that's something that like as a kid I wanted to read about. So that seemed real to me. Like, okay, this guy has this, and this is what he's struggling with. Superman, who can run faster than a bullet, who can jump higher than a whatever, and this and this and this, that does not interest me at all. But like these people who have their faults, like that interests me.
Okay, so I agree with you, except about Superman, because I think he was created as like a messianic character. So like if I see...
I don't know what that means.
So like the two guys that created Superman, they're two Jewish guys. They saw him as like the Jewish Messiah, which we see Jesus as. And so that in that aspect, I like Superman. I'm like, he is Christ-like.
Okay.
He's all powerful. He has some weaknesses, but he doesn't give into it. And even if he is weakened, he still tries.
I don't know. I saw Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves, and he drank and he became a real jerk.
True. It's true for Lois Lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, Superman 2. Can I tell you? So I grew up in this tiny town where you could you could ride your bike down to the movie theater. It was 50 cents to see the matinee, and Superman 2 ran all summer. And my folks were just like, yeah, we'll pay for that all summer. Just about,
hey,
right. Like every day almost we rode our bikes down and saw Superman 2. Just like throw your bike down. Like nobody's going to steal it.
Yeah.
That kind of town.
Come out, your bike is still there. The back tire is still spinning. Yeah, absolutely.
One time, my mom was like, "Hey, the place she works, some travel agency. She's like, we're having dinner down here. Come on down and meet us after whatever." So I rode my bike down. I don't know what I was doing. Parked it in the alley behind this Mexican restaurant. Went in, ate, forgot I rode my bike, rode home with Mom. Next day, I'm like, my bike's gone. So my bike. We report it to the police. Police come to our house. They write it. You know, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna find your bike, son."
Because that's what we do.
We're gonna do it. A month later, we go back to that Mexican restaurant. Somebody in this group is like, we can go out the back. It's easier. Go out the back. There's my bike. A month. My bike was in that alley a month.
The safest neighborhood in the United States.
Yeah. Like at first, we're just like, somebody parked my bike here. Good thing we found it. And like later that night, all of a sudden, I'm like, I parked my bike.
That's fantastic.
Never told anybody.
That is a great story. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
My dad, when I was a kid, for one of my birthdays, my parents bought me if you Google it, it was called a Ross Piranha. A Ross Piranha. It was kind of like a BMX, like a trick bike.
That sounds like a trick bike.
Yeah. So they get it. Yeah. They get it for me. It's a freaking legit bike and it's awesome. And I grew up in Royal Oak, Michigan. It's a safe city. It's still to this day a safe city. And I put my bike on my porch. One night, man, someone stole my bike. That Ross Piranha was gone and I never saw it again. We went and reported to the police. There's nothing they can do about stolen bikes. And still to this day, I wish I had that bike because I'm like a collector. I love like nostalgia stuff. Like I collect comic books. I have tons of like football cards and hockey cards and things like that. But that bike, like I have like a little special place in my heart for that bike. As I do, like, do you remember like a dyno? Remember like Max, like dyno?
Yeah.
And they made it. You're a couple years older than me, but
let's just say a couple.
Yeah. So there was a like a dyno bike that was like sky blue and it had white mag rims.
Yeah.
It's like just legit. I mean, absolutely legit. So this Ross Piranha and like one of those dynos are like the bikes of the 80s that I remember growing up. And yeah, mine got stolen, man. Never got it back. I didn't find it behind some Mexican restaurant. It was gone. It was gone. Gonzo.
Off your porch.
Off my porch. Like, what the heck? Just stolen off my porch. I couldn't believe it. I was so ticked. Oh, I was so ticked. That was like the first time that like I kind of grew up a little that day. Like my childhood was kind of changed because I realized like, oh, this stuff is real. Stuff gets stolen. All right, I'm going to change subjects for you. I got a little bit longer. I've almost had you for 2 hours, man.
As long as you want me, this is fine.
Well, we may have to plan something for another day because the longer we hang out, the more we're drinking, and who knows where this is going to go. But
I will talk to you any day. I'll be on your podcast anytime.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask you this. What are you listening to musically? What are you listening to like today in your car? What's the stuff what's your go-to?
Today I listened to your podcast in my car.
Oh, territory. Musically, what did you listen to? That's not, I don't know.
I bought, so the record player.
Yeah.
I went through this period where I was like, I'm still in it, but like going to thrift stores, buying records. So I got In Excess, Listen Like Thieves.
Okay.
I was like, sweet, I'm putting this on this morning. This is going to be rad. And it was In Excess, not Listen Like Thieves. It's like their first album, not on Hollywood Records or whatever. It's on something else.
Gumshoe.
It's good. It's on Gumshoe.
So it wasn't that like,
cap.
yeah, exactly. Rocking the hubcat.
It's good. It just, I was like, I was ready to hear that, and that did not come up. So that's what I listened to today.
Have you heard Ethan Luck's ska album, Let It Burn?
Yeah, I've got it on vinyl. I just listened to it the other day. It's so good.
Me too. That was today. I got into work. I sat down at my desk at 7:30 this morning, had my coffee, and I put that on. Like, I have the vinyl for it, but I put that on digitally and played it through a Bluetooth speaker. But that's a great album.
Yeah. I don't want to promote vinyl for anyone. It's not a good way to listen to music. It's just nostalgic.
You know what?
That's the thing.
I agree 1,000%. Like, when vinyl started coming back, people were like, this is the way you got to listen to it. This is the way it's. No, it's not. Digital where everything is crisp and clear and you can hear everything perfect. That's the way to listen to it. You're right. Vinyl is nostalgic.
But yeah, it's like I've got a half hour, an hour. I just want to sit and like be in the music. You have to force yourself to do it. That's me. I have to be like, I'm going to do this, but every time I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I'm the same way. Like, I have, fortunately for me, like the job that I have working sanitation, sometimes I'm sitting in an office and I could put music on. When I'm at home though, one thing that I like to do, like on Saturdays, I like to do laundry, and I'll do my laundry and the family's laundry, and then I'll fold it. And so that's a couple of hours right there of like doing loads of laundry and folding. And that's where I put on like vinyl. That's where I'll listen to stuff, kind of have that time to be able to do that, because it is tough. Like during the week, like I don't know, like during a normal week, it's a Wednesday, to just like, hey, I'm coming home and put on a record. Like, yeah, the world just doesn't work that way to be able to sit there and just listen to it. But on a Saturday, like tomorrow morning, because we're recording on a Friday here. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, I could get up, start doing a couple loads of laundry. And yeah, you just put that stuff on and kind of doze off while you're waiting for the first couple loads. And then when they're done, you start folding and you're just listening and singing along. And yeah, it's good stuff. Now it's
so cool.
Yeah, with that, your new album, because I'm sure people are tuning into this because I've hashtagged and I've done everything I can possibly do to connect 5-Iron, Reese Roper, Lenore Till to any of this to get people to listen. Tell us a little bit. But I do. But plus,
this podcast is good.
No, it's really not. Like we have a really good fan base here in Michigan, because our podcast is about Michigan stuff. And so we talk a lot about restaurants here in Michigan. We talk about all that stuff. And so we have a really good following here, better than I could ever imagine. We have a really good following here. But you're on here. I want to give you not a little bit. I want to give you all the time that you want, but we already talked about Kickstarter projects and how the Insiders was like a miserable, almost fail, but we got it. You guys do amazing. Tell me about your new album. What did you want to hit? What message did you want to convey? I know over the years, me and you, like, cards on the table. I know me and you don't see eye to eye, maybe over the years politically, or like what's going on, like socially. I think as I've grown older, I've seen your side of things and stuff that you've sang about. I recently listened to a podcast that Lenore was on, and she said she hates when people say like, "Oh, I wish you guys weren't so political. Like your new album is very political."
It's very political.
Yeah, but like for me, that's what I think of you guys. You guys have never shied away from that. For people in 2021 to be saying like, "Oh, the new 5-Iron album is like very political," I don't know who these people are, because in 1996, in 1995, when you came up with Upbeats and Beatdowns, you were still saying, you've always been that, man. Like, you've always, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I looked at it wrong, but like, you guys always looked at like socialism. You guys always kind of looked at like, what most people would call like communism. You kind of like talked about that. You've always kind of talked about different things. And then you've had like a song on there like Sucker Punch. But
Yeah.
Sucker Punch was a song that was maybe what everyone latched onto, but you've always spoke your mind. You've always been there for the minority, for the person that had no voice. You were always there to draw attention and draw light. Even me personally, I'm like, what the heck is this guy singing about? But it made me like Google what you're talking about, and then I knew what you were talking about. You know what I mean? So this new album, this day and age, like what were you guys going for? What were you shooting for? What were you trying to convey?
Man, it was a hard
Like
fight.
kicked in the nuts by a 3-year-old. That's what they're
I
trying.
was going for kicked in the nuts by a 3-year-old. This is another problem with Five Iron, is that early on, Keith and I had started the band that became Five Iron, and we were super into, like, we're in the scene. We read Heaven's Metal magazine, before it was HM, and there was this column by one of the guys in Guardian. You remember that band? Just talking about how it was to like make it as a band, how to sign it, like how recording was, so we were like, cool. This is cool. This is what it's like recording an album. This is what it's like being signed. So one of the things we took home from that was you should not have a band where like the singer gets all the money or the guy who writes all the music gets all the money. We were just like, needs to be a democracy. Everybody gets everything equal. Everybody can say everything and put in equal. So Five Iron started as that.
Okay.
So there's 8 of us. We're like a fully functional democracy, not an electoral democracy like the United States. It was just us just saying, what do you got? Okay, here's what's happening. We have this guy from this record company calling us. What do you guys think? And all 8 of us had to weigh in. So we always voted on everything.
Sure.
So Five Iron kind of evolved from that. And like me as an early songwriter, I don't know. Like we would try things trying to be like other bands and trying to be, how does this relate to your, how does this put Jesus in your life and do things like that? And it just felt like oftentimes it was forced. So we decided early on it was a good practice to just to be honest.
Sure.
I talk about this a lot in podcasts, is that I wrote Where Zero Meets 15, which is on our first album. I was in a creative writing class, and so I went to school in downtown Denver, and then Keith and I and Scott later, we had this apartment in Aurora, which was like 20 miles away. He had to take the bus. And so I get out of this class at like 10 o'clock at night. It's late. And then I have to take the bus half an hour to the east. And I was in this creative writing class, and it was about just overhearing people, writing down what people are talking about. And so
Like slapstick.
yeah, exactly. No, just
Are you familiar with Slapstick? From
The
Chicago,
movie?
the ska band? No, the ska band.
yeah.
So Slapstick is one of my favorite bands of all time, and same thing. Their lead singer Brendan, amazing songs that he would write from just riding the bus around Chicago. But I'm sorry, but
I had no idea. That is so cool.
yeah, he's the lead singer of Lawrence Arms.
Yeah.
You know,
We had like four really great bands. Didn't Alkaline Trio come out of there?
yeah, the bass
Lawrence
player.
Arms.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like Lawrence Arms, Hot Water Music,
Yes.
yeah, all sorts of stuff. But yes, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. So go on.
Yeah. So I just sit at this
Riding the
bus. Homeless guys coming up to me, lady on crack, like with her kids, just crazy stuff. And I started writing a song. I'm like, this is what I want to write a song about. And I want to write a song about how Jesus redeemed this. And I couldn't, because I like pitch it to the band. I'm like, here's the lyrics. And they're like, cool, that really happened. And I had to be honest. I was like, no, it did not. I was just down there like, why? What am I supposed to do here? I don't have anything to give these people. If I tell this guy about Jesus, it's just going to feed into his psychosis.
Right.
Like, he was crazy. This dude had a tinfoil hat for real and like a duct tape vest. So they were just like, don't do it. Just write it about what happened. And what happened was I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I believe in Jesus. I want him to be the savior here, but how?
Yeah.
And then I wrote that song.
Yeah.
So that's Fiber. Like, we just decided at that point, anything we write, it's got to be honest.
Yeah.
So here we are,
Yeah.
2020. This is me. I just was like, I'm going to write an album, and this is what I feel like. There were a couple people in the band that were like, this needs to be more uplifting. And for me, as a Christian, I'm like, let Jesus do that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write how I feel, which is a lot of political stuff. And not that, like you talked about how we differ politically. I don't want to say that I chose a political side. I just feel like, for me politically, I want the mercy of Christ to reign in my life and in other people's lives. And so my politics kind of come from that. So if I'm writing about like, hey, Native Americans are still being treated like shit, that comes from that. It comes from this feeling that like, this is unjust and I want to fix it.
Yeah.
And this is all I have is like, I get 3 minutes in a song.
Yeah.
So this,
And that's what, as I've grown up from 96, listening to you sing about that stuff to, from age 19 to now age 43, recognizing that, realizing that. And the other thing is, I always thought we like differed politically, but as I grow up, you start to realize that politics kind of have like a geography. And so when you're singing about Native Americans in Detroit, Michigan, there's nothing on the radar. There's nothing on the radar that deals with Native Americans. There is nothing in my day to day that has anything to do with Native American policy, Native American anything in Detroit, Michigan. There's nothing that deals with that. So I understand now as an older dude, listening to that old stuff and seeing where people come from that, live in Colorado, that they're, the different demographics that you deal with and the stuff that you grew up with and the stuff that you saw, the stuff that you may have been educated about, that here in Detroit, we weren't. And so that's that growing process. And that's that, again, to say that we've differed politically, but once you realize it, just like you said, as far as Christ and how Christ was working through the lyrics that you were writing, I can now, unfortunately, it took 20 years to see that, but I can now see that, oh, okay, I get this and I understand this. And, when you're 19 years old and, I know people have heard from my podcast and other podcasts that I've been on. Like, I don't know if you ever knew this, but like the Insiders, like we never started to be the band that I believe everyone saw us to be. We didn't start off to be this like, hey, we're going to cash in on Scalleluja. We're going to be a pep band for, youth groups. Like the Insiders started, like our mission is, we wrote down like a mission statement of what we wanted. And like, we wanted to be able to bring light into darkness. And so we wanted to be able to play normal mainstream shows. We wanted to play with Mustard Plug. We wanted to play with Suicide Machines. We wanted to play with the Eclectics. We wanted to play with Parka Kings, all these like amazing ska bands that were like in Detroit. We wanted to play with them. And then if somebody heard our music and thought, this is really good music, maybe they come up and talk to us after a show. Maybe they look into our lyrics a little bit more and see something. The Insiders never like set out to be this band that like preached and this band that was like this overtly like Christian, whatever. The problem that we ran into was we started playing shows. When the Insiders started, we didn't know what our sound was. I'll bore you with this for 5 minutes. We didn't know what our sound was. It was just a bunch of friends getting together. So to practice, we would take praise and worship songs and what all of us, I'm sure at one point or another, have called scad them up. So we were all friends from church. We would play these praise and worship songs and we would ska them up. We would work on what we did best and what we didn't do, and we would cut those out. And then we would have these like couple praise and worship songs. So when we started playing with Suicide Machines, when we started playing with Mustard Plug, when we started playing with Parka Kings.
Just to clarify, the Insiders never played with the Suicide Machines.
Johnny Sacco. When we started playing with these bands, we would have like 4 original songs. And we would go out and we would be scared to death. The adrenaline was pumping. We would knock out 4 songs in about 12 minutes. So when we were done with those 4 songs of our originals, the kids in the crowd would be like, one more song. So we would like look at each other like, what can we do? Like we haven't written any more songs. So what we did know was what we would practice. So we would play praise and worship songs that like we would be playing for our youth group that we practiced at these mainstream shows. Well, once we played these songs like enough, our first album came out, Motor City Ska, and people were actually bummed out that like none of your praise and worship is on that album. And we're like, we're not a praise and worship band. Like, this is what we do. We go into dirty, nasty clubs where you would never poop in the restroom because they're just nasty clubs. And that's what we do. And then people were like, well, that's a bummer. I thought on Motor City Ska, I thought you were going to have Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. I thought you were going to have this song. I thought you were going to have that song. So then we had the opportunity to do Scalleluja. And we're like, you know what? If our fans want this, we'll give this like little gift to our fans. So we put out an album of all praise and worship. Unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, that defined the Insiders. As we were known as this band who did ska versions of praise and worship songs. And that's not the mission that we had to start. That's not any of that. Like, we wanted to be able to go into clubs and bring Christ to those that don't go to church. And we ended up being this like pep rally band. and going to every church across the United States and playing for every like, whatever, like the big ministry, like Dare to Share or, whatever those are. Like we ended up being like the house band for those types of organizations. And that's not what we started out as doing. But then like once you get locked into that and you're like, wow, we get paid 10 grand a show to play for Dare to Share. And now I have a wife, and now I have a kid, and now I have a mortgage, and now I have a cell phone bill and a cable bill. It's tough to go back to that. I'm going to go into the machine shop in Flint, Michigan and play for $75 plus $2 a head for whoever comes in. And that's what I'm going to live off of. That's very tough. And so that was like the crux of like the insiders and like how we kind of like I've talked on many a podcast, and I might be boring you, but I've talked on many. No, you're not. I've talked on many a podcast that like this is like what I wrestle with, and depending on the day, I'm either like very proud of like what the insiders did, or I'm very like. I think the word that comes to mind is like sheepish. I can't think of like another word, but I'm either very sheepish on like what the insiders did, or I'm very proud, depending on the day, depending on the month, that we either stuck to the mission plan or we folded under like this, the weight of like having to pay our bills. That's what
same problem. We had the same thing, dude. Like, okay, so we didn't put out any albums of praise and worship, music, but same thing where we were just like Christian shows pay 5 times as much as a secular show.
Yeah,
easily.
Like that's like a very safe estimate. I mean, let's be honest. Like you would play for like a big church. Or we too. When I say you, I mean both of us. You'd play for like a church in like Oklahoma or Texas, and you're getting $6,000 a show. Or you could play the machine shop
on Wednesday,
Flint. Yeah, on a Wednesday, or play a theater in Denver, and you're getting $200 for that night, and you might get like a couple of pizzas.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, same thing. And that's what broke us up. Like first, the only thing that saved us coming back is that we wrote nerdy songs. We have a lot of people that support us. We're just like, yeah, I'm now a computer programmer, or I'm a doctor. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. Or Tesla. I did this. Exactly. Like, Thank God for those people.
Yeah.
But
dude, we don't have any of them. I remember our fans are now high school janitors.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a fan of your band.
Hey, you're an enigma, buddy. You're an enigma.
Yeah, like, so I remember the last year before we decided to break up, I pitched this thing to the band, and it was called the Robin Hood Theorem, where I was like, listen, when we play secular shows, we like ourselves more. Like we feel like we're doing the Lord's work. I believe we were, we're out there, we're putting our music in the Lord's word in front of people. It doesn't pay anything. Like it may pay us gas to get to the next show.
Yeah.
We're doing fine playing all these Christian festivals all summer. We're doing fine. Like we can do a Christian tour circuit. Let's do this. Like, let's take all that money, save it, and then do a secular tour for every Christian tour we do. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. Except the guys started getting married, and the wives are just like, because we're a democracy, like we made a salary. We got $1,156.66.
Yeah.
Every month. We got that every month. Now I don't want to make that sound like straight communism or something, but like we did get bonuses. So like if we sold a lot of records, we get a check from whatever EMI or whatever, and we'd be like, yeah, here's your $5,000 bonus. And you know what it's like. You're self-employed, so half of that goes to unemployment or whatever taxes you have to pay. So you'd be like, sweet, I'm buying a new computer. You'd like owing $3,000 at the end of the year because you got a computer or whatever.
Absolutely.
But like, so we did that. And finally, people were just like, their wives were just like, no more. You can't be gone 9 months a year for $18,000 a year.
Yeah.
So we quit.
Yeah. No, and with the insiders, the reason we quit is to go a little bit deeper and a little bit more salacious is me and you know him, our guitar player, Kyle, we did not get along. So I went to Tim Tabor and I went to our management and I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do one more day with Kyle. I can't do one more day. I'm done.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? Take a little bit off. The holidays are coming up. Take some time off. Relax, recharge your batteries, and then we'll go out. And then what ended up happening is I took my time to recharge my batteries and I found a job. And I was like, same thing, married, all that. And I'm like, I do not want to go back out. I don't want to deal with one more minute of being in a tour bus, in a van, if anything with Kyle. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Wow.
And so that was basically, I don't know if other members of the insiders would give a different story as to why we broke up. But for me personally, I didn't want to do one more tour. I didn't want to do one more album. I didn't want to do one more minute with our guitar player. I did not get along with him. I didn't like him. The way things went, I couldn't do it.
I hope he's not listening because I'm going to talk shit about him too.
Yeah, no, I don't think he is because he's in prison now.
What?
Yeah, he's in prison.
For real?
For real.
Oh,
You
jeez.
Reese,
Real.
Reese, if you Google him, he was arrested for the largest crystal meth bust in Indiana state history.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he's
He
an
was-
entrepreneur.
he was. Him and two women that he was with, he was arrested. He had portable meth labs and he got busted. Yeah.
I saw that TV show.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
He's in prison.
He was hard, man. He
He
was
was something else.
of the people in your band, he was the hardest to love for me. Still love him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be praying for him.
Yeah, exactly. No, he was for you too. Yeah. We almost came to blows. Like there were nights where we were in the van in the tour bus and we were just like ready to throw down.
Did you guys ever get in fistfights?
We did once. One time we got in a fist fight. And
Who did? You and Kyle or who?
me and Kyle. And so
Who did?
yeah, I threw a couple of
What?
punches. Yeah, I threw a couple of punches at him and everybody stepped in. He didn't do
what
anything bad.
idiot would get in this fight with you?
Kyle.
No.
I'm 6'5". He was probably 6'2", and he was cut. He was like a surfer and cut.
Hockey. That's
Yeah, yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
I would not ever. I would just be like, hey, man, let's talk about it. Like as much as I've if I've ever disagreed with you, I just know there's no chance of giving it a fist fight.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. The Joe Yerke of the 90s and some of the 2000s is completely different than the Joe Yerke of 2011 on. They were just
more intense.
Yeah, like nowadays I'm a different person. So I wouldn't let certain things happen where back then I would let things slide. I'd look the other way. I'd turn the other cheek, try and be like a good Christian dude. Nowadays, nowadays I'm like, hey, I could still be a good Christian dude, but I'm not a doormat. You know what I mean? So things are a little different now. Like back in the day,
opposite, dude.
No, like if my girls, my wife, anybody, like my family, if someone infringes upon my family, that's like a big deal. Whereas like back in the day, I'd be like, you know what? Let's try and talk this out. I'm different now. And so no, there'd be a price to pay. There'd be a pound of flesh to pay.
See, I'm that way. I had a fist fight with Andy. Stupid stuff. It was just stupid. But he and I were like the most jacked up on adrenaline and testosterone, so we got into a fist fight.
Sure.
He's my best friend in the world now.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and it's usually what it is.
yeah.
Like if Kyle was still in the Detroit area and not incarcerated, if Kyle was still in the Detroit area, I'm sure me and him would be able to laugh about it, would be able to do all this stuff. But
Joe,
it is what it is.
Some friends. He needs some friends. You get write her some letters. Go down there and see him.
I don't know.
Talk to him through the blood missile.
Joe, push my nipple against the glass when I'm talking to him.
Need it. He needs some friends.
Hey, Reese, I don't think I need any fathering from you. All right?
I'm 4 years older than you, Joe. Listen to my wisdom.
No, I don't think so. 4 years older than me. You're 47.
Yeah, man.
Reese, you're 47. You're almost 50. You look like you're 33, bro.
Why did you say almost 50? Why'd you have to say that? Do you see all this gray hair?
I do. And I even told you about that. You made a comment to me. I sent you a picture today where I have like this excess like neck skin. And you were like, that's what beards are for. The problem is at my job, I can't grow a beard. My girls are waiting to watch WandaVision with me. And I'm like, hey, just a little bit longer. I'm just a little bit longer. We're having fun. So they're like, that's okay.
You gotta go.
They're cool. They're cool. I just gave them a pack of Newports and a lighter, and they're just enjoying themselves, just smoking.
You're a good father.
Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. This day and age, there's a little thing called vaping. And it's so unhealthy that I told my girls, I'm like, you know what? Instead of vaping, it's unhealthy. Just smoke cigarettes. Tobacco leaves are a vegetable. So it's basically like when you smoke a cigarette, it's like eating a salad. It's a vegetable.
So like eating a salad with your lungs.
It's like eating a salad with your lungs. You're exactly right. And so I give the girls a pack of Marlboros or some Newports. They went from Marlboros to Newports. They went from the Reds to the Menthols. And you know what? They just fire up a couple of them right before bed, takes the edge off. Also, when they wake up in the morning, it kind of wakes them up. And you know what? It's just good parenting.
It's good parenting.
They know not to vape. They know that the vape hurts their lungs. So tobacco is a vegetable.
I am terrible at tests.
Me too.
Yeah. You just have to learn how to do multiple choice tests. It's always the same, man. There's always, there's four answers. 2 are opposites of each other. 2 seem correct. Like they seem like they're the same. The 2 that seem the same, pick from those 2. It's one of those 2. Like whichever is more right, that's it.
This is what I do. This is how my brain works. The question could be, the sky is blank. A, blue. B, red. C, gray. D, black. And I'll go, the sky is blue. It's simple. A. I'm gonna do A because it's not red and it's not gray.
It's
But-
not red and it's not black.
Well,
But it could be gray and it could be blue. It's one of those two.
exactly. So my brain, I'm like, okay, well, really, the sky isn't a color because it's how the light is refracting off of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So at night, when you look up at the sky, it's black because there is no blue. There's no color refracting off of anything. So the sky is black, like space is black. The atmosphere is clear. So I'm going to go with D, black. And I fill in that bubble. And then like my teacher or professor would be like, what is the matter with you? Like, are you an absolute idiot? The sky is blue. Like, what, on what planet would someone say the sky is not blue? So that's what I do. I overthink everything.
But Joe, you have to realize that those multiple choice questions are written by somebody that's not as smart as you. Plus, it's written by somebody, maybe they are smarter than you, but they're trying to break it down so that people can get that job. Like, they don't want to fail everybody.
No, I hear that.
So the answer is
So like,
not red, not black. It's blue or gray. And you live in Michigan, and most of the time it's gray.
that's so funny. It's so funny that you think that, because every time you guys come here, it's a crappy weather day.
No, man, I live there.
Michigan
Dude.
is
I
the
live in
most-
Bowling Green.
Oh, Michigan is the most beautiful weather. You got to come up in the summer, go up to my dad's house, hang out with me on a weekend for a week, whatever, on the lake. I'll be smoking a brisket, ribs, whatever. Oh,
I'm sold already. You just had to say on Lake Michigan. I'm there.
I'll let you know. And I'll let you know when we're having our guys weekend up at my dad's. It's in my calendar. I'll text you, and if you can get up here and do it, then do it. I'll tell you right now. Reese, I have trifocals. I have progressives. I have trifocals.
I have contacts in, so does that count?
No. Contacts is that's like the first rung of the ladder. I have trifocals. I have to move my head around like RoboCop to see what I'm looking at.
Also from Detroit.
Yeah. So for me, like the bottom third, so I have to keep my head straight. If I'm reading, I have to keep my head straight, but move my eyes down to read. Then the middle of my glasses is anything that's within an arm's length. Then if I'm looking at anything like away, like further away, like you're driving and something is like 200 yards away,
Yeah.
that's when you then lower your head, but you look through the top, like the top part of your glasses. Like it's trifocals, dude.
You have that though. I've been nearsighted since I was like 5. I've always had to have glasses or corrective lenses.
Now, what's nearsighted? Like you can see
I
short.
can see close. Except now I
on
can't
far side.
because I've got presbyopia, which is like the hardening of your lens. So I can't focus as well as stuff up close. I can focus right here,
I can't look at
like this far.
the way it was told to me at my optometrist or whatever is my eyes for 30 some years of my life, my eyesight has been perfect. And that's because my eyes have been overcompensating.
Yeah.
So like they say that like if the speed limit's 30, my eyes have been going 60. And so now at my age, my eyes, like I've put 80 years on my eyes and I'm only 40 some years old. So I have progressives and they say my eyes are just deteriorating at like a rapid pace. So about every 2 years, I got to get like a new prescription. And it's like, it's getting thicker and pretty soon I'm just going to have like binoculars,
Yeah.
like just strapped to my head, like duct tape to my head, binoculars. So
It sucks getting old.
it does. Hey, I'm going to let you go. I've had you almost 3 hours. This is ridiculous. I would much rather get you back on
Joe.
in a couple of weeks and be able to talk through
Hey.
stuff.
I missed you. You froze up. Say what you just said. You're going to let me go.
Yeah, I've had you almost 3 hours. I would much rather in maybe a couple of weeks, whenever you have more time, to be able to get you earlier, to be able to talk more stuff, not private stuff that can't go on the podcast. So I want to be able to talk about more stuff with you if you want, all that stuff. But tonight, it's almost midnight. I want to let you, it is midnight. I want to let
You got to watch WandaVision.
Dude, my girls are
This is the only spoiler I'm going to give you. The entire Marvel universe pivots on this episode.
Ooh.
Like all of a sudden, it hits a corner. The entire thing. It's so cool.
Reese, I've been loving the first episodes of WandaVision because of all the Easter eggs. Like
Yeah.
a
But then,
clock.
like last week, it was more than Easter eggs. It was just like
It was
everything
It was.
opened.
But like episode 1, like they showed like a clock that said like on the clock it was like 2:43. Well, if you go to Avengers 2:43, in that issue, Vision was destroyed and Scarlet Witch, Wanda, was trying to put him back together. So there's like all these like ridiculous Easter eggs, you know, the different people who are in it, who they are in the Marvel world, all that stuff. So I can't say that I loved the episodes. Like,
Yeah.
I can't say that I like that, like, I Love Lucy Bewitched type of
Yeah.
feel, but the Easter eggs kept me going. Last week, episode 3, I loved. And like I said, as soon as I shut this off with you, my girls and I are watching episode 4. All right, you guys, I want to thank Reese Roper so much. I've taken up so much of your time. But I want to thank you so much for catching up, being boys. When years can pass, but whenever I talk to you, I feel like we just got off tour like a few days ago. So I want to thank you. Hopefully I can have you on again. Let everybody know where they can catch you, where they can get your album, anything like that. Let everybody know what can help you out.
Oh man, Joe, thank you. I love you, dude. I'm so glad to talk to you. Where you can catch 5 Iron, I guess, is anywhere on where streaming music is, or you can go to 5ironfrenzy.com and buy some vinyl. What else can I pimp?
Yes, just do it.
I'm starting a microphone company.
Do it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna kickstart that next Monday.
Do it.
It's microphone company. It's called ArcLight Microphones. I hope you hit it.
There you go. Then I'm buying one. I'm buying one for the cast.
I'll mail you one.
All right. All right, Reese. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on, and have a blessed weekend, and have a great time, man.
All right, dude. I love you.
All right. Love you too, buddy. I'll see you.
Okay. See ya.